such a brat. I said, okay, but look at how he came through in a
Yeah.
crisis.
Yeah.
And he was on top of every single thing. He was there when he was needed.
Absolutely.
And he was there to also offer support to your family members, to your parents.
Absolutely.
That's remarkable. So it was a coming of age for a very young boy.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure like it transformed you, it must have transformed him as well.
I think when a disease like this happens, the entire family suffers more than the person who's got the illness, because they feel so helpless. They're watching day in and day out, and they feel they want to help, but they can't. So they're lost, they're helpless, and I think they go through much more trauma than the person who's got illness. And in that time, I'm so blessed to have wonderful parents who are here with me and who've always been with me, and my adorable brother who was once upon a time a brat but really shown up like a mature, responsible man of the family. And he was like throughout, there was a time my leg was hurting so bad. He pressed my leg for 1 hour, 2 hour, I don't know for how long. And he would, even my dad, would take me out slowly, help me to take few steps. And he would urge me to take more steps. And little by little by little, there were days I would just walk in the bedroom, and then I started walking in the living room of the apartment. Then I started walking in the corridor of the building, and then I went down at the garden of the apartment, in the building, and then slowly started walking out and slowly moving on to more and more and more. But each step, my family was with me.
Absolutely fantastic. We should really applaud them who are here with you every step of the way. Now you've become a motivational speaker, and you also said that you wouldn't have believed that possible because you suffered from stage fright.
Yes.
How did you overcome your stage fright? I think everybody at some point or the other has experienced stage fright.
Yeah, it is so strange, Shobhaji, because being an actor, one would think that one is confident and be okay to speak. But the moment, if the camera was in front of me, I was very much at ease. But hand over me a mic, and I would start, not speak well and shake. But I guess it's another gift that cancer gave me, is ability to know that people are not there to judge you, they're actually there to support you. And I got that feeling consistently after my recovery, after I returned to Mumbai. When I saw the encouragement in people's eyes. I saw the love and affection and saying, okay, you go girl, So that gave me confidence. So if I speak now, it's because people have given me that love and encouragement because of that.
You've earned every bit of it, Manisha Koirala. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and let's hear it for her. Brave, beautiful, courageous, gorgeous. It's just great to be with you this evening, and
thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
It's a great
so
honor
much
for me.
It's a great honor for me so
Thank
that you came. And I just...
Are you taking questions?
Yeah.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Can we take a few questions? We have a traveling mic. We have time for what? About 3 questions? Yeah.
Do you want to ask a question?
Okay. Any glasses in the back? Get...
And the Robert Frost passage and that poem was very nice. If you can find it and read it, that would be great.
Yeah. I grow silent, dear soul. You speak. I don't want to die. I texted a friend in desperation. The feeling of being engulfed by darkness was fast descending on me. Even as I choked, struggled to fight it, darkness clutched at my throat, cutting off the light. Then it traveled swiftly, sweepingly, ruthlessly through my body and finally settled into the pit of my stomach. I panicked at the old memory of feeling abandoned. It had happened to me at an age 8 when my mother left me at my grandmother's house in Banaras and simply walked away. Wide-eyed, I had remained standing there, waiting for her to look back and take me in her arms. She didn't. Why didn't you turn, Amma? I asked her many years later. Because, my little one, I did not want you to see the tears in my eyes. It was only years later I understood why she had left me there. She was helping my father in Nepal's mounting political activities and knew that my grandmother, who had ably raised several children, would look after me well.
Hi, Manisha. Good evening, everyone. Okay, so my question for you is, having gone through what you had, what was the one moment that made you think, you know what, I'm okay now?
I am Ruda. So happy you're here. Basically, when I was declared cancer-free, I was very thrilled. But when I went to the doctor and she said, Manisha, there are 90% chances of it to reoccur within 3 years of time. And that's really baffled me. So basically I had to wait for 3 more years to finish and to feel confident. And in those 3 years, you know, there was a dagger over my head consistently. And so I remember being very fearful, even though I was cancer-free. So every month I would do my cancer marker test. And Dr. Hemlata is here, so she knows. I used to call her every time, anything, and she would send the person for the blood test, and everything would be okay. And I think when it was completing 3 years' time, I had to take a mental call, because then I had to talk to Dr. Chi, my surgeon. I asked him, Dr. Chi, after 3 years, I'm cancer-free. If cancer does not relapse, when will I be called cured? He said, Manisha, it's not 3 years. I said 5 years. He said, not even 5 years, because it's a late-stage cancer. I said, then how many years? He said, 10 years at least. And that's when I said, okay, my God, I'm not going to wait for 10 years to feel good about myself and to feel healthy and be strong. And it was during completion of 3 years, I took a mental call. I said, I'm going to live. And if a relapse happens, we'll deal with it then. But for now, you know, I've decided that I'm cured and I'm going to be cured for it. So it was a decision I had to take.
We have time for 2 short questions, please. So, there's a question at the back there.
Manisha, Sumant here. आपके डीएनए में फाइटर का जीन्स है.
आप मुझे बचपन से जानते हैं अंकल.
हाँ, वही तो बीपी कोइराला से लेके प्रकाश दाजू बैठे हैं, नानू दी बैठी हैं और ग्रैंड अम्मा का आपने नाम लिया. तो क्या इंस्पिरेशन कुछ मिला आपने ग्रैंडफादर या ग्रैंडमदर के उससे, क्योंकि वो एक फाइटर रहे.
Consciously तो नहीं लिया, but genetically I'm sure I've taken some fighting. Somebody was reminding me that I have a rebellious streak and I have a fighting this thing. It must be the Koirala thing. So
One final question.
Yes, I just want to make a statement.
Thank you, Vinod, for coming.
I just want to make a statement. I remember when I look at you, when we did Ek Ladki Ko Dekha To Aisa Laga. I remember I broke that glass. And I saw you in Sanju. And I'm seeing you now. All I want to say that I'm Very, very proud of you.
Thank you, Vinod. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Fantastic audience. Thanks very much.
Thanks.
And thank you, Manisha.
Thank you, Shobhaji.
Thank you,
Manisha
Manisha
will
and
be
Shobha.
signing books
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah. We have copies for sale outside, and Manisha will be.